Greetings and happy Friday. Happy Friday to one and to all. Welcome back. Welcome back to my channel for another video. First and foremost, I would like for you all to give yourself a round of applause for making it to and through another day, because as we know, unfortunately, not all of us will be able to say that or has been able to say that. This is another disturbing story coming out of Maryland once again. Before I begin, I would like to present to you the Fair Use Act disclaimer and the viewer discretion disclaimer, because the details are very, very disturbing and to many may become numb at this time. So, without further delay, let us get into this heartbreaking story. 28-year-old Briante Thomas of Waldorf, after a 3-day search, has been accused of taking the life of her 81-year-old grandmother inside of her home, meaning the grandmother's home in Fort Washington, Maryland. And if that wasn't bad enough, critically injured her own father. Briante Thomas, who had been on the run, according to reports, just 28 years old, not even 30, again, of Waldorf, Maryland, was picked up Thursday, which was yesterday afternoon, after hiding in the woods in Waldorf, approximately a mile where her vehicle had been found. Again, as I mentioned at the top of this broadcast, Briante was on the run since Monday. Where police state that her grandmother, 81-year-old Helen Thomas, was found inside of her home in Fort Washington, suffering from injuries sustained after she was attacked by her granddaughter, 28-year-old Briante Thomas. Another family member was also injured in this brutal attack and was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, however stable at the moment. Neighbors identified the other victim, again, as her father, the son of Helen Thomas. Now, Briante, as you can see pictured here, was wanted for the, again, heinous act upon her own 81-year-old grandmother, and was found 3 days later. I am not sure what is going on in Maryland, but Prince George's County, Charles County, Montgomery County, some areas of Howard County, Anne Arundel County, Maryland, period, has been a cesspool of just madness. I'm going to share my screen, attempt to share this screen really quickly. Again, this is fair use. Again, viewer discretion is highly advised. courtesy of WUSA News Channel 9. And again, there are a lot of stories coming out, but I'm going to show you a couple of things momentarily. Wait for the video to come up. But this was published and updated on the 18th, where she is arrested and being held right now, again, on first and second degree charges. So hopefully this video will come up, but it's just going to reiterate what I just mentioned. And again, there are a couple of slides I'm going to put up, but there are some people that are saying that she may have been hearing voices, and a lot of these horrible crimes we're hearing, they're blaming it on mental illness. That could be a reason, but again, those of you that know some of the things that I do, I just did a quick search, and Miss Thomas is no stranger to having some issues in law. I'll just say that. So I am waiting for, again, this video to come up. Hopefully it will. We're here. I'm just waiting for it to stream. And as we wait, she will have a bond review tomorrow, or today rather, which is Friday, the 19th. And I'm sure, well, let me not say that, but it's highly unlikely that she'll be released. And in my opinion, she should not be released. So let me go back and do this. This might be better. And this is a short video, but it seems as though it's taking its own sweet time. And as you can see underneath, Briante Thomas, and what she was accused.
Go to Prince George's County for this next story, and it's an update to a disturbing situation we told you about earlier this week. Police have arrested a woman accused of killing her. Officers found 28-year-old Briante Thomas in Waldorf this afternoon. They've been looking for her since Sunday. That's when she allegedly stabbed Helen Thomas to death. It happened inside the grandmother's home on Bon Hill Drive in Fort Washington. Police say Thomas also stabbed another family member, and that person has critical injuries. Investigators have not told us yet what led up to those stabbings.
So, obviously, this is an ongoing investigation, and as the reporter indicated, investigators have not stated what has led up to this. As I mentioned, I just did a cursory search just to see if she had been in the system for anything. There were some issues with traffic. Many of us have those, but something very glaring came out to me. And again, it's just me. And and I'll share it here. Now keep in mind, Waldorf, Maryland, where she was found, is in Charles County. There was a custody case that was just filed on September the 5th. Okay, earmark that. Earmark that. Look when she was posted as wanted. A warrant was issued and she was picked up again, as I mentioned, on Thursday, which was yesterday, and is being accused of first and second degree. To take the life of your own 81-year-old grandmother, and then the other individual who was critically injured, but reports, and again, I implore you to do your research, was her father. And again, this is a fresh investigation, and I'm sure, well, let me not say that because there's still a lot of open questions about the Dakara Thompson case, which I've been following, and they have just been very slow moving on that. So as you can see right here, this was filed on the 15th. District Court of Maryland, Criminal Division. You see the case number, State of Maryland versus Briante Thomas. Now, could this, again, can't be sure. I believe it is, but can't be sure. Could this custody issue have been a trigger? I might add, Briante was not, I repeat, was not the complainant in this custody issue. This is public record, by the way. Or did she have mental health issues that perhaps prompted a custody issue? Again, there's no guarantee that this is the same individual. It appears it may be, but let's just say it is. Could that have triggered? Either way, the thought that you could take the life of your own grandmother, your own bloodline, and then attempt to take the life of your own father speaks volumes. There are so many stories that are literally on my desk, and I mean that literally, that I have not even had the opportunity to get to because they continue to just inundate my area. But I wanted to put this out that Maryland, District of Columbia, Virginia, we have some serious problems going on. And I mentioned this earlier, and I'm going to take a moment again. I have seen an influx of vehicles from out of state in this area, a lot of them from Colorado, Missouri, the majority Texas, with tinted windows. I saw a post on TikTok where a young woman, and I'll go over that perhaps the weekend, was at a shopping center in Waldorf, and a man said something just really off color to her and her young child, and she reported it. Ladies, please be careful. Be cognizant, because these men and some women are extremely bold. I don't know what it is, but extremely bold. They are now putting up Halloween decorations and fixtures, if you will, in stores. And as we know, a lot of people celebrate Halloween. I do not. As a child, we did, but over the years, that has been very, very dangerous. And again, I really feel sorry for the children, because some of the things that I used to do growing up, which happened to be fun, even though our parents would check certain things out, it used to be fun. I would strongly suggest, and again, you have to do what you find best for you and in the interests of your families, to consider this year. Please keep your children at close range as possible, meaning your eyes on them as much as possible, your ears on them as much as possible, knowing their whereabouts as much as possible, because there is a dark cloud. It's almost like schleprock that has encompassed the entire DMV, and we keep hearing these stories. So again, in closing, Helen Thomas, you did not deserve that. From the stories that I've read, a lot of people considered you as their grandmother, a pillar of the community, and at 81, yes, a long, I'm sure, fulfilling life, but it seems as though you had more life to give, and it was taken from you in a brutal, brutal manner. Questions, again, have been unanswered, and maybe, just maybe, sooner rather than later, those questions will be answered. So prayers to you, prayers to your son, other family members and loved ones, and to Briante Thomas. I am not sure what led you to do this, but whatever demons you are fighting, I truly, truly hope and pray for your soul that you are able to successfully fight them. And whatever the Creator, because my belief is, renders final judgment, you will be able to accept all consequences. Please share the story to your loved ones. And when I say share, I don't necessarily mean share the video, but talk about it. How we've been hearing so many stories about strangers abducting women and hurting them, but this is a little bit different. It's on the same spectrum as it relates to violence, but this is within a family. Something triggered this young woman. Again, mental health. And again, if this case, again, it may not be, you have to do your research. Could the final straw? Again, if that is the same person, and as I mentioned, she was not the one who filed, could that have been the trigger? And perhaps some type of disagreement? We'll never know, at least not at this time. Your thoughts and prayers for the Thomas family. Everyone, please be safe, be well, and you know the rest. Be healthier. Until next video, bye-bye for now.